hometown rival LaSalle here at McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia. Temple is led by first-year sophomore Rashid Brokenborough, who's averaging 17.6 points per ball game. LaSalle will counter with freshman shooting sensation Donnie Carr, the nation's second leading scorer. Welcome everybody to Philadelphia. We're at McGonigal Hall. Action in the Atlantic 10. It's the 86th meeting between LaSalle and Temple. And as we check the Atlantic 10 Eastern standings, usually we see Temple at the top, but they're mired in the middle right now. They hope to get well tonight against LaSalle, a team they've beaten 4 straight times in 10 of the last 12 meetings. Hi everybody, Dave Sims along with Jay Billis. And tonight, indeed, is for Temple, uncustomary position tonight. How do they turn it around and get well tonight?
Well, it's unusual that Temple would find itself in the middle of the pack in the Atlantic 10, especially losing 2 games here at McGonigal in conference. So this is a must-win against LaSalle, and when you've got a must-win game, you go to your go-to guy, and that's Mark Jackson inside. Jackson has not been seeing the ball a whole lot his last 4 games, about 8 shots per game, but he is so tough inside. I think the Temple's got to get the ball to him so he can exploit that size and skill advantage he has over LaSalle's big guys.
Feature performer for LaSalle is Donnie Carr. He dominates everything in the backcourt. The front court's not that big, but for Carr, that's where their points are going to come from tonight.
Well, LaSalle is facing a very difficult defense in Temple's matchup zone. They're going to have to be patient, move the ball from side to side to try to get some good shots, and they want Donnie Carr to be scoring. He carries the scoring load at 25 points a game, but he's got to make sure that he's taking good shots. He's going to get over 20 of them, you can be sure.
LaSalle trying to end a 3-game losing streak. We'll be back with the tip in Philadelphia right after this.
The results are in.
At least we'll be the last.
Uh-oh, just when you need them, your wipers never work. Don't wait till it's too late. Get Triple Edge wipers today. The patented Triple Edge outperforms all other wipers. Look, Triple Edge clears, cleans, then dries. Nothing works like Triple Edge. And they're made from Dow Corning silicone, so they last. Wipe away snow and ice. See clearly through that heavy downpour with Triple Edge. Get your Triple Edge wipers today, and we'll also include Triple Edge washer fluid absolutely free. All this for just $19.95, so call now.
Here's what Philadelphia is saying about Phantoms hockey.
Hey, minor league hockey is the best.
Phantoms are really cool. I love it here. It's really fun and it's cool.
AHL action, Phantom style. It's great hockey at great prices.
This is great for the family. It's very family-oriented.
Phantom hockey is family fun.
Brought to you by Sloan Toyota and Sloan Nissan, side-by-side in Glenside. Big selection, small prices.
Go Phantoms!
Welcome back to McGonigal Hall, everybody, here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for Temple taking on LaSalle. Trevar Johnson's the guy to watch tonight for the LaSalle Explorers. He's 4th in offensive rebounding in the Atlantic 10. It's 2nd in block shots for Speedy Morris. Speedy in his 11th year. John Chaney coaches the Temple Owls. Mark Jackson, 6'10". He's a presence inside, 6th in field goal percentage and 6th in rebounding in the Atlantic 10 Conference. There's a look at Speedy Morris.
And you can see LaSalle on the boards just getting pounded. They're down 8 per game. That's the lowest total in the Atlantic 10. And Temple, one of the better rebounding teams in the Atlantic 10. The Owls going to look to exploit that advantage, especially on the offensive glass.
John Chaney, in his 25th year as a head coach, 15th year here at Temple University. And this is the second and last Big 5 meeting of the season for Temple. Owls were big winners over Pennsylvania by 24, while LaSalle lost by 7 to those same Penn Quakers.
LaSalle defensively plays all zone. 2-3, 1-3-1. They start out in their 2-3.
Mark Jackson draws a double team. Mike Gizzi picks up the foul.
And immediately Temple goes inside to Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson has such an advantage with his size and strength, as well as his skill down low. We mentioned at the top of the show, he has not been getting the ball inside much lately. And he started off tonight strong, getting inside a piece of the paint and going up and getting fouled.
Gizzi with the foul, his first, the team's first. Jackson at the line, 74%. John Chaney But a tough year for John, having lost Jim Maloney, his valued, trusted friend. Seat was left in his memory with the Shamrock. Jim died heart attack crossing the Ben Franklin Bridge here in Philadelphia back on May 3rd. And what a tremendous loss that was to not only basketball, but to John Cheney.
Temple in their 1-2-2 matchup zone. Leonard Stewart at 6'7" is out top. That's going to cause a lot of problems for Red Smith in trying to shoot over the top.
Sal's been having some trouble scoring. 11th in the conference at 64.4 points per game. There's 12 teams in the Atlantic 10. Here's Gizzy. Gets it inside, and that's an air ball, and it's run down. Broken Barrel, one man to beat. Broken Barrel. Gonna slow it down, back it off. Here's Sanchez. Pepe Sanchez, what a story he's been out of Argentina.
Very poised with the ball. You talk about Pepe Sanchez, you talk about maturity.
There's Broken Barrel with a three to start it off for the Owls. They're up 5-0.
One of the things that LaSalle's coaching staff was concerned about coming into this game was not so much that they would get off to a good start, but that they could keep Temple from getting off to a good start offensively. And the Owls have done just that.
Here's Gizzy from deep left corner, a little fadeaway, no good. Mark Jackson tips it to himself, and here comes Temple, a 5-0 lead.
Look at Sanchez with the ball, keeps his head up, always under control, can see the whole floor.
Broken Barrel. Trapped in the corner, they'll reset it. And Sanchez out top.
One of the things that Rasheed Brokenborough does is help to extend this defense out on the perimeter. That'll open up things inside for Mark Jackson and Lamont Barnes.
Shot clock under 10. That line drive missed everything. Here's Jackson with the rebound. Patiently waits and banks it home. Well, the shot was missed by Lamont Barnes, but Jackson cleaned it up. It's 7-0. Temple pitching a shutout. 22nd timeout called by Speedy Morris and the LaSalle Explorers.
Mark Jackson just so strong inside. He's a position player both offensively and on the boards. And here underneath you can see pushing inside, getting Travar Johnson off of him. He's able to use that elbow to create some space down low and gets that shot off. He's not a great leaper, so he's not going to go over you, but what he can do is go right through you.
Bill Speedy Morris in his 11th year at LaSalle. I wonder what happened to Speedy. He's got a cut right below the mouth there.
Might have to stop the fight.
That's right.
Well, Speedy's excited about the recruits he's got coming in, and there's another guy that's very excited about this team. John Cheney really loves this basketball team. He loves their potential, and I'm not sure he's been this happy with the team and their potential since he had Eddie Jones and Aaron McKee in his program.
That was a good group, too. 7-0. LaSalle still looking to break them. They'll get it done right there. Good pass by Red Smith to Everett Catlin.
Good vision down low. What LaSalle wants to do is move the ball from side to side. They want to get ball reversal and feel that they can get some good shots. And UMass certainly did in the last ball game that was played here. They went 15 for 25 from three, so it shows that good shots are available if you're patient.
That was remarkable, the fact that they hit 15 threes, because usually Temple zone gets out to challenge those shooters, and they didn't do a good job of that Saturday.
Well, Travieso had 28, Padilla had 20, and Charlton Clark played great with 17 points. He was perfect from the field, 5 for 5.
The three-guard attack worked real well for UMass. Right now, 7-2, Temple leading LaSalle. 3 minutes in. Good to have you with us here on ESPN2. Mark Jackson. Cross court to Stewart. Stewart challenged, and he got hit on right to the basket. Our officials tonight, Jody Sylvester, Phil Bova, and Tom Clark. Red Smith with the foul, his first.
Here's a smart play by Mark Jackson, getting the ball inside. He was a little bit off the block, so he looks across court for the diagonal pass to Leonard Stewart, but that was a pass that Mike Gizzy should have taken the other way.
Leonard Stewart at the line. Leonard 53% at the line this year. Temple as a team is last in the Atlantic 10 at 62.7. Missed them both. And the rebound to Donnie Carr.
Donnie Carr hasn't touched the ball yet. He will guaranteed come up with at least 20 shots in this game, probably 25.
That's right. And for LaSalle to get anything done, he's going to have to. They're down 7-2. Here's Gizzy. Fakes it. Smith for three. Little Red Smith. Out of Simon Gratz High School here in Philadelphia, his 20th three-pointer of the season, 7-5 Al.
And that was a tough shot. He had to launch that up over Leonard Stewart, 6'7", who was recovering with a hand up.
Sanchez dishes it to Brokenborough. Up and over the top was Barnes. A little basket interference there.
One above Everett Catlin.
Foul to number 32, Lamont Barnes. That's his first. Team.
So a foul. They get the reaching over foul on Barnes, his first.
One thing that Temple really does is pound the offensive glass. So in the zone, LaSalle is going to have to be cognizant of meeting their men and blocking out. You can't just wait for your man to come into the blockout. You've got to headhunt and go find somebody.
Smith leaves it for Gizzy, who's wide open straight on. Couldn't get the roll. And Barnes takes control for Temple.
But see, that's an open shot. Good penetration by Red Smith, getting it out to Gizzy, who is ready to shoot it.
Jackson draws a triple team. Good fake, goes up, and he got hit.
That's vintage Mark Jackson down low. Used his arm to get around inside, a little bit of a hook. And instead of going to the other side of the basket here, you've got to meet him early. Everett Catlin on top defensively, and that's just not good enough. There you see the hook, a triple team, but Jackson's still able to get in inside. And instead of going for a reverse layup, he just goes right into the contact because he knows he can get the foul and go to the free throw line.
Catlin picked up the foul, his first.
And Mark Jackson's a great story coming out of Philadelphia. Went to Virginia Commonwealth, and their style of play a little bit too up and down. He wanted the ball to go inside to him, so transferred back to Temple.
He was made for this John Chaney system. 15:46 to go in the ballgame. Mark Jackson with 5 points and 2 rebounds as the Owls lead by 3 here at McGonigal.
This is Dick. Dick is a creative superstar and the man behind the advertising you're about to witness. We gave Dick a 6-pack of Miller Lite and a typewriter and asked him to create a Miller Time concept. Dick said, okay, but only if his best friend Jimmy could check the product out first. Watch this.
Test it. Gotta check it out, check it. Test it. Make sure it's alright, test it. Test it. Make sure it's alright, test it. Making sure it's good. Gotta check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to test it out. Make sure that it's alright. Check it out. Test it out. Check it out.
This has been a Miller Time presentation by Dick. Thank you for your time.
They say America's schools aren't up to the challenge. They say no one is providing the kind of education students need to succeed. They don't know about ITT Technical Institute, where skills in electronics and other technical fields aren't just talked about, they're taught. Find out more about ITT Tech by calling 1-800-942-0099. ITT Tech, it's an education that works.
Back here at McGonigal, it's Temple with a 3-point lead, and Donnie Carr the focus of this look, Jay.
And this is what Donnie Carr is going to see all night long against this matchup zone. You can see Rasheed Brokenborough coming out and playing him man-to-man and not really giving him space to breathe. Always an awareness from where Donnie Carr is, and Brokenborough passing him off to the other side. And he looks open there, but the reason he doesn't get the ball is because of the good ball pressure. Nobody could see Donnie Carr. He cannot get frustrated in this ball game. You can see averaging 24 shot attempts a game. Tonight, he hasn't had a look yet.
LaSalle shooting 2 for 5 thus far. Temple 2 for 4.
What Temple zone defense can do to you, it's kind of like coming up to a red light. You're sitting there for a long time, and you're finally going to run that light and get into an accident because you're frustrated.
And there's one right there as Gizzy was short on the 3-point attempt. Sanchez right back for the Owls. To Brokenborough with Jackson, Stewart, and Barnes on the floor for the Owls right now. Out of zone. It'll be all zone tonight for the LaSalle Explorers, and a foul on the shot by Jackson. It's on number 24, Trevar Johnson.
Johnson just coming over the top on that block. He didn't come down quick enough on the double team. Here you can see Catlin trying to get around in front. Jackson just won't allow it. He's so strong inside. He knows he's going to be open somewhere. The ball moving from side to side, and there it is going in for Brokenborough. When the ball went inside, Travar Johnson didn't go down right away, and it allowed Mark Jackson to make his move.
How about when he spreads his wings? There's no getting around him.
Yeah, he's just got a solid foundation. He's 270 pounds. He's really firmed himself up, lost a lot of the loose weight that he had. He's just a man inside.
1 out of 2 for Mark at the line. 9-5 Temple. Mike Melchione has come into the game for Mike Gizzi. Gizzi 0 for 3 and struggling so far.
And you talk about it being difficult to be a guard and go 94 feet up and down the court and all the running that you have to do. But how about a big guy that's got to bang against Mark Jackson all game long? Yeah, that's going to wear you out, kind of like body blows in a heavyweight fight.
No question. Here's Carr, first attempt. Can't get it. Barnes. Now Stewart controls for Temple. Another heady guard. Good look inside by Sanchez, but knocked away. It'll be Temple ball.
One of the reasons that LaSalle has to be so patient tonight offensively is because they're not going to get a whole lot of second shots. Temple is a terrific rebounding team.
Alice coming to the game. Almost 40 rebounds per game, plus 6.2 over the opposition per game.
And they play a vicious schedule.
Oh, John Chaney's been known for that for years. Barnes with the turnaround, no, kept it alive. Stewart, now Red Smith for LaSalle. Explorers down 4. That zone defense, boy, just shut him down immediately.
They really extend well. They got back. They all communicated. They know where each other is on the court. There's a foul on Sanchez reaching in out front.
First foul on Sanchez. It was brought to John Chaney's attention by one of John's longtime friends and said, hey, I got a kid down in Argentina. Take a look. John did and was very happy with him.
And you're not going to find a more experienced freshman in the country than Pepe Sanchez because of all he's played with the Argentinian national team.
Johnny Carr got loose. First bucket of the night for the nation's second leading scorer. LaSalle down by 2.
And that's really painful for John Chaney to watch because his defense didn't come over to help out. You can't let a guy get all the way to the basket from the perimeter without stepping in to take a charge.
Whipping around the perimeter, Sanchez. He'll try to loosen him up. And he does with the 3. Pepe Sanchez, 31% from deep. That's number 24 for him on the season.
And if Sanchez misses that, Mark Jackson was inside position, rebounding-wise. He was fronted by Catlin, just turned around and blocked him out. That was a great job by Jackson inside.
Mike Gizzi back into the game. Here he is with the ball. Temple 2 for 2 from deep. Red Smith sets up Carr. Deep corner jumper. No. Now look at the rebounding by Barnes. And a whistle on the play. It's against LaSalle.
I really like Lamont Barnes. Freshman from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, a terrific athlete. Gets off the floor very quickly, but he's also very strong.
Travar Johnson picked up the first foul. As Barnes will take a seat, Huey Futch is in the game now for the Owls, 0-0. And right now, LaSalle is struggling from the field. They got some problems right there with Mark Jackson along the baseline. The other thing, too, Jay, is that Jackson so far tonight has gotten the ball on the blocks as opposed to the baseline, and he went up and got hammered that time. Oh, the traveling violation called by Jody Sylvester, the outside official. So that's Temple's first turnover.
Well, if that's the kind of turnover you're going to get, you can live with that. You can see that Mark Jackson does such a great job of getting a piece of the paint. You can see on the drop step, he did establish a pivot foot and then shuffle it, but still a pretty good move and one that he's going to want to repeat again and again. That's a lot of offense inside that Temple can generate from Mark Jackson.
Johnson in all kinds of trouble. Red Smith puts up a shot, a little strong on that one. Brokenborough controls for the Owls.
That was a little bit of a panic shot by Red Smith. He caught himself in a trap out front and decided to toss it up. Got to be a little more patient.
Red Smith, a call for the foul as Sanchez trying to penetrate the zone. His second foul on Red Smith.
One of the ways to beat a zone is with ball reversal, and that's one of the things that Speedy Jones was preaching to his team yesterday. The other way is by penetrating gaps, and when you penetrate gaps, you freeze the defense, and it opens things up on the perimeter, and that's exactly what Pepe Sanchez did on that last possession. He found himself wide open.
Speedy Morris, he and his staff very excited about 4 outstanding recruits they brought in for next year. We'll talk about them in a little bit as we move along. And Phil Bova's going to wave that one off. Lane violation on Temple.
See, that's a rule I think they need to change. Any lane violation, as long as the shot goes in, it doesn't matter. If it's a missed shot, then you call the violation because it gives the rebounder an advantage. But if the shot goes in, there's no advantage, disadvantage for anybody.
12-7 Temple. Sound logic there.
Well, that's the way they do it in Europe, but in the professional leagues over there. If the shot's good, all bets are off.
Gizzy still can't buy one. Jackson, big rebound for the Owls who lead by 5. .49 to go first half.
Catlin's got to watch Barnes behind that zone. He's paying a lot of attention to Jackson.
Jackson wheels and scores right over Catlin. Unimpeded on that one. 14-7. Jackson's got 8 points.
Well, coming into this game, you knew that Mark Jackson was going to want to get off early because he hasn't gotten a whole lot of shot attempts. He was frustrated against UMass. Got 15 shots, only hit 5. But only touched the ball 6 or 7 times in the second half when the game was on the line.
Rashid Brokenborough picks up the foul. It's number 1 for him. 14-7 Temple doubling up LaSalle right now. 11:22 to go. We return to Philadelphia in a moment.
Good eye, Uncle. Need a lift?
Nice car, kid.
It's my Subaru Outback Sport.
Another Outback.
Same all-wheel drive traction as yours. Better gas mileage than a Cherokee Sport.
That's fine, but can she?
Alcorn or RAV4? No problem.
Smart boy. Must run in the family.
Outback Sport. The newest Outback from Subaru.
Bud. Bud. Wise.
We try to get the champions of the sports world, champions of the music world.
From a master promoter to the godfather of soul.
The king is going home to get his throne.
From the king of the blues to the ruler of Zaire.
We had 1,000 people rounded up and killed them.
Now and forever.
That means killing.
One man
I'm going to show you how great I am.
would be a king among kings.
We going to get it on because we don't get along.
When We Were Kings, rated PG. Opens Friday, February 14th at select theaters.
Midway through the first half, it's been all Temple here at McGonigal Hall. Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you. And take a look at this offering here by the Owls.
Nice pass inside by Pepe Sanchez to Mark Jackson. You want to talk about a tough defensive assignment. How about the assignment that Everett Catlin's got in the middle of that zone to try to keep Mark Jackson from getting the basketball? That is so difficult because Mark Jackson always thinks he's open and always works to get open. When Catlin's fronting him, he's pointing, saying, swing the ball to the other side. If the shot goes up, he's got inside position, just a difficult guy to guard.
Put the ball inside to number 50, Jasper Van Teesling, who just came in the game. And Owls pick up a foul. It's on number 40, Leonard Stewart, his first.
LaSalle does not have the scoring threats inside that Temple does, but you still need to get the ball inside from time to time. Watch that defense collapse and kick it out to open shooters who are ready to shoot.
Mike Gizzy had that one partially blocked. Temple takes over. It was Stewart who got a piece of that block.
Stewart's got long arms. That makes him a terrific defender, able to recover late to shooters and still get a piece of it like that.
Gizzy struggling at 0 for 5 for the Explorers. Here's Brokenborough. Got an unusual looking delivery, but as long as they go down, who cares? Rashid Brokenborough with another 3 at 17-7 Temple.
And this has just been great offense, almost like a football game. Temple has established the run. That's Mark Jackson inside. Now they're going to the pass, going deep.
Owls on a 10-2 run, too. Inside, Johnson turns, nothing doing inside. Johnny Carr will let a rip from outside. Easiest rebound of the night for Mark Jackson. And Carr looked like a wide receiver on that one.
And that kind of thing drives John Chaney crazy. He wants to protect the basketball. It's like gold, and when you turn it over, you're basically filling out an application for a permanent seat license right next to him.
Jeffy Sanchez, so right now, a long line of great guards that have been here in recent years for the Owls. Carr to Red Smith, 14 on the shot clock. And get that Van Tiesling over the back. That'll be an easy call. Jasper Van Tiesling picks up the foul.
You talk about the great guards that this gentleman has had in his program. We mentioned Eddie Jones and Aaron McKee, but also Mark Macon. Rick Brunson. Tremendous team that they had in 1988.
You had an interesting thought about that ball club earlier today. We were talking, and you think that club should have had the talent to win the national championship.
Oh, I think that team is one of the better teams I've seen in the last 10 years. They won over 32 games that year. Howard Evans in the backcourt, Tim Perry up front with Ramon Rivas and Mike Grieswick, and certainly Mark Macon as a freshman. That was a great basketball team.
Gizzy's still looking for his first hoop, and he finally nails one. Out of Chestnut Hill Academy right here in Philadelphia, he's shooting 1 for 6. Got double figures now for LaSalle, 17-10.
And Mike Gizzy's a great story. The classic overachiever. You look on his knees, they're all scraped up from a guy diving on the floor. And he was not projected to be a Division I player, but has really made himself into one. And at his current scoring pace, he's going to score 1,000 points in his career.
Dewey Futch well short on that one. Can he run it down? It'll stay right here. Went out on LaSalle. Speedy Morris has some big guys coming in next year. 6'11", Garrett Bragg. He's got 6'9", James Jordan. As another exciting player comes in for the Owls, Julian Dunkley out of Cherry Hill West High School, right across the Ben Franklin Bridge from Philadelphia.
Great shooter. John Chaney thinks he might be one of the better shooters that Temple has had during his tenure here.
Brokenborough baseline draws a crowd. Jackson getting hammered inside. Where's the ball going to go? And went off a LaSalle player's leg.
Well, Mark Jackson's so big and strong, a lot of times he gets bumps that just aren't called because he's got the body to absorb them.
Tell you what, 3 guys bounced off from that last possession.
They're going to feel it tomorrow. Good pass.
And Van Tiesling picks up the foul number 2 for him. And he's given up about 40 pounds. Got to remind you that college basketball package, you can subscribe to it today. ESPN Full Court. You'll see more than 500 men's college basketball games. Games you otherwise wouldn't see in your area for only $79 a season. Call your cable operator or DirecTV.
That was a terrific pass inside by Sanchez. I really like the way he works on his passes. Stays down, sees the whole floor. Good ball handler.
Out of body English for Mark Jackson on that free throw. He's the only sophomore last year on the All-Atlantic 10 team.
He is this team leader. He's got the respect of all of his teammates. Earlier this season, before October 15th, he sat them all down, especially the younger guys, and told them what to expect from Coach Chaney.
Red Smith, quick offering, nothing doing there. Stewart rebounds along with Sanchez. Owls break back, leading 19-10. Nice lead inside. Matter of fact, Brokenborough wasn't expecting it. Another turnover for the Owls, their 4th.
Sanchez just a little bit ahead of Brokenborough on that play, thinking that he would step in and take that shot in the short corner. Brokenborough setting up for a 3. Just a little miscommunication.
You saw John Chaney agonizing there. He mentioned no greater flaw than a turnover by his lead guard.
He's a throwback. He wants to play tough defense and protect the basketball.
John played in the Eastern League. As tough a customer as there was, he could never get the ball away from him. And Gizzy heating up. Mike Gizzy with the second 3. It's a 19-13 Temple lead.
There are good shots available against this zone if you move the ball from side to side. Ball reversal forces the defense to move. They cannot recover all the time to open shooters. You just have to knock those shots down, something that LaSalle has had some difficulty in doing this year.
Sanchez to Dunkley with Jackson and Stewart up front. Brokenborough in the backcourt. Dunkley in the corner just came in.
Good job by Captain. Look how far he pushed out Mark Jackson.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Boy, that's a killer. Speedy Morris going crazy.
Now, Catlin bailed him out there. He forced Mark Jackson into a really difficult shot over in the corner. You can't play any better post defense than that. Here you can see Catlin pushing off Mark Jackson. Look, he's 2.5 steps off the lane. Forces him into a difficult look. That would have been a tough shot. And instead of letting Jackson shoot it under pressure, he just came down on that arm and picked up the foul.
19 foul for the Explorers, and Jackson looks like the runaway train tonight. He's got 11 points.
That's a pretty good game already. He could quit now and have had a pretty good night. Boy, this league is so tough. Xavier beating Rhode Island tonight.
Good looking form on those free throws by Mark Jackson. Speedy Morris's club is down 21-13, and it's not getting any better.
Every year you resolve to lose that tummy.
It's the ultimate seating experience. Club box seating at the Coors State Center. Located in the lower level, Club box seating offers private lounge with bar service, Broad Street Bistro buffet, and player appearances. Club box seating is like owning a luxury suite, one seat at a time. Join the club. Be one of the many fans who have experienced club box seating. For more information or to order your club box seats today, call 215-389-9500. Order club box seats today and be guaranteed first right to purchase playoff tickets.
Introducing Biomat's Easy Roll, the flower garden that comes rolled up like a carpet, a giant 10 feet long. Just roll it out and water it. All the seeds and nutrients are in the Easy Roll, ready to spring forth hundreds of the most beautiful flowers imaginable. Many different varieties and colors. It can even be cut to fit your special planter. Biomat's Easy Roll is now only $19.95. Call now and get these special flower shears free. Order Biomat's Easy Roll now.
They're ready to pounce on Wisconsin, but Coach Dick Bennett's squad has the Big Ten's top-ranked defense, and its aggressive Badgers can hold their own against any attack. Northwestern versus Wisconsin. They'll fight it out tomorrow at 7, only on ESPN2.
College is expensive. You got tuition, room and board, stereo equipment. But one thing's not expensive. 1-800-COLLECT. It saves up to 44%. That's a lot of money.
Temple with an 8-point lead. 21-13 here at McGonigal Hall, and the rebounding numbers to this point, all Temple.
That's something we talked about at the top of the show. Temple bigger and stronger inside, more athletic, and they really value rebounding. LaSalle been unable to keep them off of the offensive glass and have certainly gotten no attempts off of their own offensive board. It's been 1 and out for LaSalle, largely due to the great play inside of Mark Jackson.
Here come the Explorers with Red Smith. Explorers picked to finish 6th and last in the Atlantic 10 Western Division. The ball was tipped, no backcourt violation. And Stewart got his hands on that one. Left it back. Who's going to get it? Temple's got it. Dunkley. Dunkley going to go all the way to the hoop. He's left-handed. Couldn't put it home. Carr tried to save it and didn't get it done.
Well, you can see why people are so excited by Julian Dunkley. Great catch and shoot player. He was unsure about taking a shot at first, but John Chaney has told him just shoot it when you're open. He needs to learn to put the ball on the floor. When he can shoot like he can, it cures an awful lot of ills.
Oh, in and out by Dunkley. It was right there. And Olaf Landgren with the rebound.
Olaf spreading out a little bit. That was the first rebound by anyone other than a guard for LaSalle tonight.
That is not the kind of statistics you want to be piling up.
Well, you want your guards to grab some rebounds. That's nice to get all 5 guys on the boards. You don't want them carrying the load, especially Red Smith. If he's your leading rebounder, then you got somebody to yell at in the film session tomorrow.
Sort of like the GW, Shante Rogers, the second leading rebounder. Gizzy has now hit.
Yeah, that is great fodder for film session when you get Shante Rogers at 5'3", grabbing 7 or 8 rebounds. You can look at your big guys and say, how did this guy get so many rebounds, and what did you have, 2?
That's right. Gizzy, after an 0 for 5 start, now hit his last 3. 21-15, LaSalle down by 6. Traveling violation by Leonard Stewart. Al's 5th turnover. LaSalle has 1.
Leonard Stewart has been staying behind that zone, running the baseline, trying to flatten the zone out. And with Mark Jackson taking up so much space in the middle, he's going to be open sooner or later. Temple with a bit of a 1-1-3 with Stewart out front.
Didn't know what he wanted to do on that at first. Catlin was so wide open, and then he knocked it down. So 21-17, and who would have thought the way this game started, we'd be looking at a 4-point game with just under 6 to go first half.
Both of these teams are subject to droughts offensively. So if you stick in the game with solid defense and then hit some open shots, you're always going to be in it. This is not going to be a tremendously high-scoring ball game.
John Chaney's perfect game, keeping the 50s, hold the opposition to about 40. Here's Brokenberg, can't get it. And Landgren with the rebound, and LaSalle starting to feel good about itself. Down by 4.
LaSalle traditionally has played very well at McGonigal.
Carr with his stroke. Jackson comes down with the rebound.
Donnie Carr is shooting the ball on the way down. He's not getting his legs into his shot. He's been short on just about everything he's put up. He needs to put that ball up on the way up and use his legs.
1 for 5, his numbers to this point, and he walked. There's no question about that. Stewart clearly took that extra step. A 6th turnover for the Owls, and Dunkley will take a seat. Lamont Barnes back in the game. John Chaney upset with the team turning the ball over so many times here.
Especially turnovers like that. You can see the 6 turnovers. They only average 11 on the year per game. And LaSalle, a team that doesn't turn the ball over much either.
Catlin had it knocked away. Here come the Owls again. They lead by 4.
Nice pass.
Barnes made the catch, couldn't complete it. Stewart was right there. Now Gizzy breaks back for the Explorers 3-on-2. Here's Red Smith. Backs it off. Landgren will fire. Landgren hits the triple, and LaSalle's right back. Olaf Landgren, just his 3rd three-pointer of the season. He's now 3 for 12. And we've got a 1-point game.
The big guy from Sweden hitting the open 3.
Stewart, look at that run. 13-4, the Explorers. LaSalle trying to end a 3-game losing streak. A little strong there by Brokenborough. And Olaf Landgren with the rebound. Donnie Carr gets inside and scores. Donnie Carr made it look easy. Beat 3 players, and LaSalle takes the lead.
And one of the reasons that LaSalle has taken the lead in this game has been the play of Olaf Landgren. Not only hitting that 3, but he's grabbed some big and some tough defensive rebounds.
A couple handfuls of LaSalle fans are here rooting on the club. And Sanchez answers with a 3. Pepe Sanchez gives Temple the lead right back, 24-22. 3:40 to go, first half. And we've got a timeout on the floor. The Explorers down big early have fought back. And Temple has just regained the lead, 24-22 here on the Deuce.
This is the future of workout. New Endurox, the natural workout supplement. Proven to build endurance, metabolize up to 43% more fat calories, even reduce muscle fatigue. Whatever your workout, make it count with new Endurox.
The first international Winter X Games on ESPN and ESPN2, presented by Volkswagen.
For years, snowboarders and skiers have shared an uneasy truce. The equipment.
Two-planker.
The clothes.
Who's your tailor?
They agreed.
Dweeb. Delinquent.
On nothing. Until now. Introducing the Golf K2. A Volkswagen tricked out for frosty weather with a roof rack and a K2 snowboard or a pair of K2 skis. Thus, the Cold War ended and there was peace in our time. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
There is a power company that stands apart from the rest. Southern Company. We're cutting costs by 20%, saving our customers millions. And when emergencies strike, no one is more responsible. We wake up over 12 million people every day, bring energy to thousands of cities around the world, and generate more electricity than any other power company in America. We are Southern Company. Energy to serve your world.
Welcome back to Temple University's McGonigal Hall, everybody. It's the Owls leading 24-22, and we want to remind you that rivalry week continues tomorrow. First in the Big East, it's Providence against UConn, and the Providence Friars, they're led by Austin Crozier and Derek Brown. They combined for more than 34 points a game, and then North Carolina and Duke Number 19 against number 12. And Duke ranking first in the ACC in scoring, 83.2 points per ball game. And I know Jay Billis, as a Duke grad, you'll pay particular interest to that.
Well, that's one of the great rivalries in college basketball. I grew up in Los Angeles with the USC-UCLA rivalry, but that doesn't compare to Duke Carolina.
There's a lot of bad feelings in that one.
A lot of history there.
And a lot of history in this one here, too, as Lundgren had it blocked. That was Lamont Barnes sending it away. Gizzy wide open now, 7 on the shot clock, and he hit it. Mike Gizzy's in his last 4. That a triple. He's got 11 points, and the LaSalle Explorers lead by 1.
And that happens many times after a rebound or a block shot. You're going to find a wide open shooter spotting up, and that's just a function of the defense not being able to recover.
So the Temple offense has gone very cold. Stewart had a couple turnovers in this run.
And LaSalle has really picked up their intensity defensively. They're down in the stance. They're recovering better with a hand up. Much better movement.
Jackson got a step. Oh, and that went in. Wow. Landgren tried to get there and draw the charge. The ball got out of Jackson's hands and went in the bucket. I tell you what.
that is just raw, unadulterated strength inside. Here's ball reversal. Brokenborough getting the ball inside. Catlin gambling, and Landgren doing a nice job of coming over from the weak side. He was a little bit late, and he paid for it.
Landgren picks up his first foul. Think about that one for a while. Gizzy with the rebound. Temple by 1. Red Smith, Mike Gizzy. Got Donnie Carr, Olaf Lundgren, and Everett Catlin on the floor for the Explorers.
Red Smith doing a nice job of penetrating the gaps of this zone. Ultimately, that is going to get somebody open, whether it's Carr or Gizzy.
Shot clock winding down. It's at 10.
A lot of standing.
Smith. Sanchez got his hand on it. Carr with room. Still can't get it from the outside. Look at the rebound by Catlin, and it's good. He just came in and out-muscled everybody for the board. LaSalle by 1.
And you know who made that play? It was Olaf Landgren again to keep it alive, really going after that offensive rebound. And that allowed Catlin to step in and clean it up.
Catlin getting some confidence. He's got 6 points.
Catlin really having to work hard on the defensive end. You can see that Mark Jackson always posting up. He's going to stay in front of somebody.
Stewart missed badly from 8. Lundgren got a piece of that one. LaSalle takes over, leading by 1, under a minute 30 to go. Donnie Carr. Nothing doing their baseline, and they get Brokenborough with a hand check. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, ESPN News will update you on everything happening in the world of sports, including number 2 Wake Forest tonight. Had an easy one. Plus, there's a Big Ten showdown to talk about. Penn State against Michigan.
Talk about Wake cruising tonight. So glad that Tim Duncan stuck around so you could watch him play one more year. Selfishly, you want to just watch great players perform.
He's special, no doubt about it.
And you know what's great? He's not scoring 40 points a game, but the 22, 23 that he's getting each night and the 15 rebounds, they're just so smooth.
Carr can't get that one. Gizzy. LaSalle gets a reload. They're up by a point. Minute to go. Carr 4-3. Can't get it. Sanchez for the rebound. Carr's now 1 for 8, but if you're LaSalle, you got to be pretty pleased with that. Up by 1, you're right back in this game as Dunkley off the bench for the 3. Julian Dunkley gives Temple the lead at 29-27. Final 40 seconds coming up. Boy, Temple led 17-7 at the 10.5 mark, and what a different game it's been since then. Carr turned it over. Nice heads there by Dunkley. And Downey may be thinking more than they had to on that. Look at Speedy Morris. Come on, you're the number 2 scorer in the country. Fill it up.
Well, it was a little bit too early to be looking for the shot. It was just a fake and putting it on the floor, but it was a turnover nonetheless. And there wasn't enough time to go for a 2-for-1, so you didn't really need a quick shot. You needed a good shot, and it's very important that you clean up the end of half situation and have a good one going into the half and coming out for this second half.
20-second timeout called by the Temple Owls. More basketball coming your way here on Rivalry Week Thursday in the Atlantic 10. It's UMass at George Washington. And then Conference USA play. Cincinnati against Louisville. A couple of top 10 teams. You're going to see Danny Fortson and DeJuan Wheat in that one. A good doubleheader coming up Thursday. Rivalry week. Say that fast. Continues on ESPN.
And Temple going to see the second half of that rivalry matchup. They've already beaten Cincinnati, just throttled them up in Cincinnati. Rashid Brokenborough was fantastic. And then this weekend, Louisville is on their schedule. Another very difficult game. DeJuan Wheat just having a tremendous season for Denny Crum.
And this is a game that the Owls should not be looking past because they have a tough one across town against St. Joe's. And then your Louisville matchup. Right now they're taking the clock down. Shot clock is off.
They want to shoot it at about 4 so they can get an offensive rebound, and it's not going to give LaSalle enough time to go the other way.
Happy Sanchez, a runner. Didn't get the iron. Barnes got it. Went out of bounds on LaSalle. We've got 1 second to go.
And it worked out about right. They shot it with about 4, had an offensive rebound opportunity. And now with 1 second left, they have an opportunity for a catch and shoot.
And Teasling comes into the game.
It's important for LaSalle to play good defense here, but you don't want to foul. Just force Temple into a tough shot.
Too many men on the floor here. A little confusion as to what they're trying to do. They get ready to go with a second left on the clock. Sanchez gets it off, and it will miss the iron. But at the half, Mike Gizzi, after a difficult start, he went 0 for 5. He has come back with 11 points and made this a ball game. Temple leads 29-27. ESPN News will tell you everything that's happening in sports. They'll get to you right after this break. And it was not a good one for the LaSalle Explorers. They did rally from a 17-7 deficit. And look at Donnie Carr. That could mean big things in the second half because he is due to explode.
And he's going to be taking shots. There's no doubt about that. Only 4 points. And Mike Gizzi was the guy in the backcourt who really did it for LaSalle with their 11 points. And Red Smith also 6 assists. No turnovers in that first half. And Mike Gizzi, you can see, getting the ball over. Look how he's ready to shoot. Down in the stance. Penetrates the gap, gets it off to Red Smith, and then he steps into his shot straight up and down. That's beautiful. 11 points. You can see the leading scorer for LaSalle after getting off to a tough start. And Mark Jackson, 14 big points for Temple.
Your leading scorers. Mike Gizzi about to inbound right in front of us.
One of the things that Temple needs to do is get better production out of Lamar Barnes and Leonard Stewart inside. Between them, they were 0 for 4 in the first half, and they have a size advantage. Really need to take advantage of it.
Got a wet spot on the floor. Somebody spilled some water opposite the LaSalle bench, and Jody Sylvester's got one of the Temple managers to mop things up. The expensive seats.
Well, that gives a little more time for the coaches to go over their game plan for the second half. And Temple's game plan's got to be to take better care of the ball and to capitalize on their opportunities. In that first half, they were 8 of 15 from the free throw line. And Speedy Morris's LaSalle Explorers did not get a chance to step to the line to take a shot. So Temple's got to do a better job of converting. They can stretch this lead out a little bit. You don't want to let LaSalle hang around.
Temple 9-6 overall, 3-3 in the Atlantic 10 East. LaSalle 7-8 overall, 2-3 in the Atlantic 10 West. The Temple has dominated this series. As Carr goes inside and draws contact from Mark Jackson. First foul on Mark.
The shots weren't falling for Donnie Carr in the first half from deep, so he decided to take the ball inside to draw some contact, and that's what great scorers do. Donnie Carr, not known as a great shooter, but known as a great scorer.
Led the nation in scoring in the first few weeks. This is going to be the first free throw attempt by the Explorers tonight, and it's good.
Donnie Carr opened the season up, scoring 36 points in his first ball game. He's had over 30 3-4 times.
Is that amazing?
And I don't think anybody's more surprised than Donnie Carr. I think he expected to come in, average about 15 points a game, top the 20-point mark 2-3 times during the season.
And he's averaging 25-8.
Yeah, and he's been the go-to guy. And he's been criticized a little bit for taking some bad shots, but when you look inside, and LaSalle doesn't have a lot of strong finishers inside. Who would you rather have taking the shots? Nobody better, really, than Donnie Carr to launch him up.
The light is green for Donnie Carr. It's that simple.
And there's nothing better for a player than a green light. That really helps your confidence to know that you can take a shot and make or miss. You're staying in there.
That was almost a heck of a play, except Barnes lost control of the ball. And it's going to be LaSalle ball. Barnes tried to attack along the baseline, lost control, and another turnover for John Chaney's ball club. That's number 8 on the game. Tied at 29. Red Smith. Gizzy, star of the first half, lets her rip in and out. Kept alive. Look at it. Langren did keep it alive for a moment. And here's Sanchez right back. Jackson, he was the go-to guy early on. Draws a triple team, goes glass, missed the rim. Barnes puts it up. And it's a foul on Olaf Lundgren. Landgren, rather, my mistake. Olaf Landgren.
You're going to be getting letters from Sweden on that.
That's right. That's why. As soon as I got it out, I was thinking of another character. Second foul on Olaf.
And that was a great example of Mark Jackson drawing so much attention to him. That really opened up the weak side rebounding lanes for Lamont Barnes. And when Mark Jackson gets the ball inside, that defense necessarily has to clamp down on him. And when that happens, you better go to the offensive glass because you're going to have a lane.
We'll stay right here. You mentioned Temple's dominated the series. They've won 4 straight, 10 of 12. Not every year since 1945. Series dates back to the turn of the century. Last year, a 29-all tie at the half out at the Philadelphia Civic Center, and then Temple ran away in the second half. They had a 14-0 run to start the second 20 minutes. Right now, we're tied at 29.
Sal showing some good patience, especially Red Smith. You can see he's penetrating inside. Good look there.
Sure was. Red Smith stepped into that one beautifully. 32-29, LaSalle in the lead.
And that's just smart basketball by Red Smith. Stepping into that gap. If the defense comes to him, he can throw it over to Mike Gizzy. And Gizzy all night long has been shot ready.
Stewart almost turned it over again. He had a couple back-to-back. Barnes with the hammer. Oh, boy, he's been waiting for that one.
Well, you knew behind that zone, sooner or later, Temple was going to find either Barnes or Stewart, who have been flattening out that zone on the baseline all night long.
3 minutes and change into the second half. Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you here on the Deuce as we watch Atlantic 10 basketball. And Broken Bow rebounds the Catlin miss. Temple trailing by 1. Sanchez, short pop, no. Rebound, Jackson, straight up. And it wouldn't go, and Gizzy with the foul.
Mark Jackson is just a bruiser inside, isn't he?
Amazing. Body's just, you know, it's like when you have magnets and you turn them around to repel. I mean, the guys are just bouncing off them left and right.
You know, he is just a position player inside. And what a nice move inside by Pepe Sanchez. The hesitation, and there you can see Jackson going up. And look, the little push-off inside on Catlin. He just creates space so that he can go back up. And we talked a little bit about the fact that he doesn't have the best athletic ability in the
what a bounce that was.
Mark Jackson doesn't get off the floor particularly well. Not a great leaper. A guy like Danny Fortson, though, inside, who is able to use that great bulk that he's have and the savvy that he's got inside to create some space and get shots off.
The Sal coaching staff telling their kids, make sure keep his feet flat so he doesn't explode, because once he explodes, he's murdered. 16 points, 6 boards for Mark Jackson. Temple by 1. Johnson in trouble, gets it out to Carr.
Donnie Carr has showed some nice maturity tonight. He hasn't hit a shot, hasn't really forced it.
He wanted that shot, and it fills it up for 3. He had his feet set, like you were saying, when he passed it, he wanted it right back. And Carr with 9.
And he shot it on the way up, Dave. His legs were into it, and one of the reasons was because Lamont Barnes was coming out to him, and I think he felt like he had to get it off a little bit quicker, so he shot it on the way up.
2-point lead for LaSalle. Broken Barrel can't answer. Gizzy keeps it alive. Look out as Catlin tried to maintain for LaSalle. Here's another look.
Here's Donnie Carr. You can see away from the ball. He's ready to shoot. He's down, catches it, shoots it on the way up. He got his legs into it. And his early shots were short. That one right on. And you can see he's starting to get into the game a little bit. That scoring mentality taking over.
Mark Jackson with a face-up jumper. Ties the score at 35. That's 18 for Mark. Fred Smith has played real well tonight. 6.6 assists.
No turnover. Very solid with the ball.
Baseline. And boy, did Barnes take a spill. Couldn't get the block. They're going to wipe off the basket. 32 Barnes, his second foul.
One of the reasons Barnes got that foul, he was a little bit late coming over from the weak side, but he planted himself underneath the basket. And usually when that happens, that is going to go against the defense.
Temple back with the ball, tied at 35. Jackson with room, powers home. Catlin just cannot stay with him. He's no match for Mark Jackson, who has 20 points.
Post defense on Mark Jackson has to begin early. You have got to meet him around about the free throw line, top of the key, bump him. Don't allow him to get positioned down low, and that's a lot easier said than done. And overall, I think Everett Catlin's done a commendable job.
Catlin, tip is up. Oh, it almost went down. I think Johnson got a piece of that one. Owls by 2 and the ball. Sanchez sets up Brokenborough. In and out. Rebound. And they're going to call the foul before. Keaton Sanders got his hands on that ball. Foul's on number 24, Trevar Johnson. His third foul. 15:23 to go. Temple Owls lead by 2 against LaSalle here in Philly.
Introducing Coors Light's wide mouth can. It provides an exceptionally smooth pour with less glug. This is because of the wide mouth opening. It's the innovation you've been waiting for your whole life. Or is that just me?
If you want more computer for your money, you gotta call us, the friendly folks at Gateway 2000.
Can we back up? Pick up the phone and give us a call.
Call now? Call now. Call now.
Kind of nervous.
Call now.
Grab the phone. Give us a call. Pick up the...
Dial.
Dial. Right now. Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. To find out more, call 1-800-GATEWAY. Call us today.
What is there, an echo here?
He's rumbling.
Oh, really?
He's stumbling.
Ooh, pardon me.
And he could go all the way.
I don't believe in casual sex.
I'll keep my tie on.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Why don't you say we all get naked and see who the best man is?
No!
Meet Wally Sparks.
You can take her upstairs. She's ready now.
Rated R. Starts Friday.
Here's your average beer can. Notice that annoying glug sound. Now here's Coors Light's wide mouth can. A larger opening means a smoother pour. Listen. Whisper soft.
LaSalle fans on hand here at McGonigal Hall on the campus of Temple University. And Mark Jackson is a load inside, Jay Billis.
Well, he's drawing the double team down low, Dave, and you can see defensively, Everett Catlin gets caught on the top. This is bad news if you're a post defender. He's standing up, allowing the baseline to Mark Jackson. And Mark Jackson just too good inside to allow him to get a piece of the paint. And you can see the front courts. Temple doing very well with 25 points. Jackson having 20 of those. And LaSalle holding their own inside.
Temple by 2. Sanchez lets her rip from the corner. Rebound Sanders. And he scores. Keaton Sanders off the bench, the freshman from Fort Valley, Georgia, gives Temple a 4-point lead.
And along with Julian Dunkley, Keaton Sanders gives John Chaney some very nice feelings about Temple's future.
A few players sitting out, a couple of guards. Play well next year. Gizzy fade away from the corner. No, and Huey Futch in the game gets the rebound.
And once again, it's 1 and out for LaSalle, so they've got to hit their initial opportunity.
Jackson underneath, got the foul. And Jody Sylvester, the outside official, going to wipe it off.
Here's the ball going inside, and again, Catlin getting caught behind. They're calling the foul before the shot on Everett Catlin.
Get the arm around his shoulder, so that is the third foul on Catlin.
And John Chaney unhappy that Mark Jackson is not going to the free throw line to shoot two, but you could see the foul was before the shot.
Get it back to Brokenborough.
You see so many replays on college basketball, and 99 times out of 100 the referees are right.
It's a good crew here today. Tom Clark, Jody Sylvester, Phil Bowman. 14:32 to go in the game. Temple leading by 4. Last time LaSalle beat Temple was the 91-92 season, 78-67. Sanchez with room. Little short. Sanders, nothing doing there, and Catlin rebounds for LaSalle. Red Smith, he lost the ball. He dribbled it off the feet of Johnson as they were trying to get a break going. Turnover number 4 for LaSalle. And so much for the jacket tonight for Speedy Morris. Talking with Kenny Blakeney. Speedy's been a great coach here in Philadelphia for many years at Roman Catholic High School for the men, the women, William Penn Charter High School. Turnover story.
These are not teams that turn the ball over a great deal, and tonight no exception.
Foul on number 50, Jasper Van Tiesling.
Van Tiesling comes in, gives LaSalle a big body, also some fouls to give up, and gives Everett Catlin a chance to rest that weary body from going against Mark Jackson.
Oh boy, we'll have nightmares about Mark Jackson.
A few bruises too.
Yes, indeed. 5 team fouls for the Explorers. Brokenborough in the lane. No, Sanders kept it alive. Sanders again. Got it blocked, and he'll go to the line. Keaton Sanders has really provided a nice jolt of electricity to the Owls here since coming into the ballgame.
Some solid minutes for Keaton Sanders, and he's done a nice job of finding a seam in that zone and going to the offensive glass. Not worried about getting the ball. He's just playing off his teammates, and he gets inside position against the bottom of that zone, goes back up into the contact. That's a great play by the freshman.
Johnson's foul, his 4th. 13:54 to go. Speedy Morris and LaSalle called a 20-second timeout here at McGonigal. Coming up on the Deuce, women's NCAA basketball. It's the Big 12 ACC Challenge Saturday from Boulder, Colorado. Number 17, Clemson, taking on number 10, Texas. Both teams made it to the NCAA tournament last year. Texas, one of the nation's best. Then NC State taking on Colorado. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, George Washington against UMass in a Atlantic 10 women's battle, all coming your way on the Deuce. Second big crowd in a row here at McGonigal Hall.
That crowd was in a frenzy when UMass came in here.
Always. That is the matchup in the Atlantic 10. Sanders at the line.
Well, UMass has been the measuring stick over the last 5 years with their 5 A-10 championships.
And
they're
right
just,
and
they're
right
just
before that.
Yeah,
I was just
Temple
gonna say
was
Temple.
the team.
Yep.
Exactly. Temple was the benchmark.
And UMass GW coming up Thursday on ESPN. Olaf Landgren is into the game, number 0 for LaSalle.
You know what's interesting about UMass's team? They've struggled with their difficult schedule early on, but they've been playing extraordinarily well lately, especially their guards. Now Padilla getting back from that ankle injury, starting to hit his stride at over 20 points 2 games in a row.
Donnie Carr hadn't touched it in a while. Left it inside Van Tiesling, so he got bumped. No call, and he scores on the hook shot. 41-37 Temple.
And a nice recovery by Van Tiesling. His hands weren't ready to catch that pass by Donnie Carr. He got the bump. The foul wasn't called, but still was able to finish and complete the play.
That ended a Temple 8-0 run. Big players not having their hands ready is one of the big problems of playing in college basketball. Guards penetrating, laying the ball off, and nobody ready. Turnover Temple.
You see a lot of big guys that have their arms down to their side on the penetration. Then when the ball comes, they have to get ready to get ready. And if you got your hands up, you're ready to make a move. You can't allow the defense to recover. You're just that much quicker. Good trap.
Red Smith is there. Donnie Carr challenge. Oh, he saw Mark Jackson, his whole teammate, and he lost it. Their teammates at Roman Catholic High School right down the Broad Street from here, about 3 minutes. And a turnover Donnie Carr getting a lot of raspberries from the Temple fans. Right behind us, 41-37 Temple.
And that was a nice job by Red Smith to get the ball inside to Donnie Carr, and after the turnover, he's holding his hands out, stay in, and it's okay.
Sanders. Sanchez. That's short. And the rebound to Brian
nice pass.
Ahead of the pack. Carr rolls it home.
Red Smith is playing a great basketball game. He's gone this year with the goggles. They're prescription goggles, and he's been shooting the ball much better this year, and maybe that helped him to see the open man streaking down court. That's a great play by Red Smith.
Carr with 11. It's a 2-point game. LaSalle hanging tough. They were down 17-7 first half. Huey Futch trying to create. Bad shot. Rebound to LaSalle. Here comes Donnie Carr. Rebound went right to Jasper Van Tuesday. Carr with room. Pull up for three. Missed everything. Big miss. And they'll make him remember that one for a while. Right now, Temple with a 2-point lead, but LaSalle hanging tough here at McGonigal.
When you first come into the league, you're at the bottom of the mountain.
Football camp is the hardest thing I've ever been through.
Team, coaches, media, all eyes are looking at me.
Your whole body just starts getting hot.
We asked some of the NFL's hottest rookies to switch antiperspirants and try Degree.
Body heat activated.
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection when you need it most.
As I work harder, Degree works harder.
This stuff really works.
When your temperature rises, here it is, Degree.
Body heat activated Degree for an extra degree of protection.
Help me keep my coolness.
This country was built with hard work, imagination, and good tools. The same is true today, and Harbor Freight offers the tools to keep this country running strong. You can order quality name brand tools at the lowest prices from the convenience of your home, office, or workshop. Power and hand tools, automotive and shop equipment, air tools and compressors, metalworking and woodworking, all from our free Harbor Freight Tools catalog. Skill heavy-duty tools, tough tools for tough jobs. Bosch Power Tools, engineered for performance. Homelight's revolutionary 25cc string trimmer starts easily due to its rechargeable nickel-cadmium battery. DeVilbiss Air Power Company, America's leading manufacturer of quality air compressors for home, contractor, and commercial applications. Call 1-800-905-5464 today for your free Harbor Freight catalog. Make some history of your own. Harbor Freight Tools, where good tools and good value are never out of date.
Back here at Temple, Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you. Atlantic 10 action, and one good thing about this conference today, a lot of good young players, particularly in that backcourt.
Well, the A-10 is a great guard conference, but it's also a great freshman conference. Donnie Carr leading the freshman parade, 25 points a game. Arthur Davis is leading St. Joe's in scoring at 14 a game. And they are going to see him, Temple, on Thursday. And St. Joe's having a terrific year, but also Tim Wynn. You can see Pepe Sanchez we're seeing tonight, also Lamont Barnes. You can see Donnie Carr getting a little bit of a rest. And he hasn't had much of a rest this season. He's playing over 39 minutes a ball game. That's a tremendous load for a freshman to be carrying, and he hasn't shown any ill effects from it.
11 points tonight for Carr on 4 of 13 shooting. Mike Melchione in to take his place. What a nice pass inside. Sanders missed a dunk. And Landgren takes over for LaSalle. The Explorers can take the lead, or at worst get a tie right here. Landgren, front rim, no good. Here comes Sanchez. They got numbers. Sanchez leaves for Stewart. Stewart, no. Tip, Keaton, no. And here comes Red Smith breaking up for LaSalle. Knocked away by Stewart. Can he save it? He does. Nice play. Pepe Sanchez back the other way. Coming up on the 11-minute mark. Broken barrel. No. Kept alive by Flickinger. And a foul by Leonard Stewart. Over the back. That's his second foul.
Some bullets being dodged on both ends of the court. And it all started off of a bad shot by Olaf Landgren. And Landgren has played very well tonight. Just an ill-advised shot, which led to an easy opportunity for Temple. They just could not convert on the other end.
See that number, 4 for 21. Temple, second half. Ouch. Flickinger missed. Landgren there for the rebound. Red Smith, and he took an extra step.
Really the first turnover for Red Smith. Done a superior job of running this team tonight. An outstanding game for Speedy Morris. 8 assists.
Just the 9th turnover for Temple. Check that for LaSalle, number 7-9 for Temple. Brokenborough outside. Zone all night. Boy, look at that. Powered home, and that was a little bit too much. Led with that elbow, and Phil Bova gets Mark Jackson with the call. Second foul on Mark Jackson.
What did that look like? This is a little bit of Shaq right here. That's what O'Neal does in the NBA. And Van Tiesling doing a nice job of just taking it, keeping his body in between Mark Jackson and the basket. And that's what Mark Jackson does. He uses his body to create some space. Just created a little bit too much space there.
Yes, he did. Donnie Carr back in.
Now
Van Smith in the backcourt.
And now Van Tiesling going to have the concave chest as a result.
Sanchez got a piece of that. So it's Smith and an ill-advised foul at midcourt. Little bump there by Sanchez, his second foul.
And ill-advised is exactly right. The clock's running down. They had LaSalle in the backcourt, and he really bailed Red Smith out of a difficult situation. And Smith now abandoning the goggles, going without him.
Team fouls, 6 for LaSalle, 5 for Temple as Mark Jackson knocks it out of bounds. Red Smith, Donnie Carr, Mike Gizzi. There's a look at Red without the goggles. Landgren in the game and Van Tiesling. Landgren. And Olaf Landgren with a deuce. And we're tied at 41.
And see, Dave, that's a good shot because the ball went inside. It was relocated outside, and Olaf Landgren could take that shot on balance. And he's a good shooter. Just the shot he took 2-3 possessions ago was not a good shot. It was the situation, not the distance.
Sorry, Jay, 6-0 run ended right there by Brokenborough with a 3. So the Owls go back on top by 3, 44-41. Brokenborough with 9. Low scoring game. Carr, deep corner jump, no good. And Brokenborough rebounds with Van Tiesling and Landgren on his back. It'll be Temple ball.
Landgren's going to pick up the foul, just trying to be aggressive. And Temple will step to the line for a 1-and-1.
Van Tiesling picks up the foul, his 4th.
Both Van Tiesling and Landgren have been very aggressive on the boards. And I think Landgren, especially when he came into the ball game, really helped set the tone for LaSalle to get more aggressive on the glass.
They've done a good job because that certainly is not a strong suit for the Explorers this year, this being such a backcourt-dominated club.
Oh, they've been getting pounded on the glass there. -8 in rebound margin. That's the worst in the Atlantic 10.
Brokenborough at the line. It's out of University City High School here in Philadelphia. As we look at Van Tiesling, young man from the Netherlands, a 20-second timeout called by Temple with 9:29 to go, and Temple leading 45-41. Want to remind you that coming up on ESPN, the Winter X Games coming up on the Deuce. World-class athletes compete in 5 events: snowboarding, including big air, half pipe, border action, slope styles, super modified shovel racing, a soapbox derby on skis where competitors build their racers in a quest for speed, snow mountain biking, including dual speed and dual downhill, ice climbing and crossover, a biathlon of Winter X Sports and Summer X. Jay Billis's kind of sports all coming your way on the Deuce. Want to see you in some of that shovel racing, right?
Well, you know, modified shovel racing just wasn't good enough. They had to go with super modified shovel racing, which really enhances your viewing pleasure.
9:29 to go. Brokenborough with the free throw. Temple 8 for 15 in the first half. A little bit better here in the second half. 11 points for Brokenborough. Some pressing now by the Owls, up by 5. Landgren blocked by Jackson. He just ate that one alive.
And Landgren making a little bit of a mistake in taking that ball in like he did. He needed to take that off a 2-footed jump stop, square his body to the basket, and draw the contact. He opened up to Jackson, allowed that block.
Jackson in and out, and Landgren rips the rebound now. Gives you control.
Landgren's played very well.
Sanchez goes down. Donnie Carr. Carr teeing it up for 3. A little strong on that one. Brokenborough knocked out of bounds by Gizzi.
And Red Smith has gone back with the goggles. He started with the goggles, went without the goggles. Now he's going back to the goggles. Maybe he's got some shades later on he can bring out.
Don't look good doing it. Carr struggling from the field. 4 for 15. Came in shooting just 34% from the field, but number 2 in the country in scoring. Inside, he missed it. The tip is good. Barnes on top. 7-point lead Under 8.5 to go in the ball game. They haven't brought much to Gizzy here in the second half. He held him close in the first half. Nice look. Red Smith. Langren get a flush this time. So Olaf been active since he came into the ball game. 48-43.
And you know why that was successful, Dave. They first got ball reversal, which made the defense move. Then they got the penetration after the help and recover situation.
Brokenborough, baseline, missed everything. Barnes is there, can't get that one. Big rebound to Catlin. Gizzy ahead of the pack. They saw him late. Gizzy inside, didn't explode. Jackson's got the rebound. And he's down and he's hurt too. Gizzy right back. And Sanchez gives the foul. Turnover number 11 for the Owls.
Here's a replay of the block. Mike Gizzy making a mistake. He's got to bring that ball in and go off at 2 feet. That way he can fake and draw the contact, complete a three-point play.
Timeout on the floor. 5-point lead for the Owls. We're back right after this.
Please stay in your seats and be courteous to the fans.
Door's stuck. Got a door that's dead.
Here's what Philadelphia is saying about Phantoms hockey.
Minor league hockey is the best.
Phantoms are really cool. I love it here. It's really fun and it's cool.
AHL action, Phantom style. It's great hockey at great prices.
This is great for the family. It's very family-oriented.
Phantom hockey is family fun.
Phantom Hockey is brought to you by Central City Toyota. Our success is based on selling for less.
Introducing Biomat's Easy Roll, the flower garden that comes rolled up like a carpet, a giant 10 feet long. Just roll it out and water it. All the seeds and nutrients are in the Easy Roll, ready to spring forth hundreds of the most beautiful flowers imaginable. Many different varieties and colors. It can even be cut to fit your special planter. Biomat's Easy Roll is now only $19.95. Call now and get these special flower shears free. Order Biomat's Easy Roll now.
Got a Philadelphia party here. Temple and LaSalle. The Owls lead by 5. And here's LaSalle with the ball. Some good ball movement, Jake.
Ball reversal and then penetration. Everybody on one side of the court. It goes to Gizzy. He gets it off to Red Smith, who penetrates, draws the defense to him, and that allows Olaf Langren to get to the basket. And Red Smith doing a very nice job in this ball game. 6 points, 9 assists, and back to those goggles.
Whatever works for you, right? 9 assists. Very, very impressive. Landgren also has done a good job off the bench. 7 points and 5 boards for the Explorers. Right now it's Red Smith, Donnie Carr, Mike Gizzy, Catlin, and Johnson on the floor for LaSalle. LaSalle trailing 17-7 first half. Then they made it a game, trailed only by 2 after the first 20 minutes. Gizzy has not been a factor scoring-wise here in the second half after an 0-for-5 start. Here's Gizzy along the baseline, gives it, and that's blocked. Huey Futch got the block. Here's Futch, had a chance to look at it, made some contact, nothing doing there. Brokenborough. That'd be Sanchez for 3. A little short rebound to Brokenborough to Stewart. Nice pass. Huey Futch wide open. He hit the 3.
That's a beautiful pass by Leonard Stewart. Draws the defense to him, passes it out to an open three-point shooter, Huey Futch, who is ready to shoot. Those are back-breaking plays.
And Speedy Morris is upset. Calls a 20-second timeout. So it's Temple leading 51-43.
Here after the save by Rasheed Brokenborough. Gets it back into Stewart. And he could have put the shot up there. It wouldn't have been a great one. But instead kicks it out to Huey Futch. who was shot ready down in the stance as the ball got there, didn't waste any time in going up with it, didn't allow the defense to recover, and that's all the time that Huey Futch needed, and that play made possible by the smart basketball by Leonard Stewart.
Leonard Stewart, Mark Jackson, Huey Futch, Rashid Brokenborough, and Pepe Sanchez on the floor now for the Owls. Look at that rebound number. And Temple doubling up.
And LaSalle really held their own at the end of the first half, but the second half it's been all Temple.
Boy, Gizzy's shot went down and came right out. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Temple on a 10-2 run.
This is an important defensive exchange right here for LaSalle. They got to get something, get a stop, and then get a score on the other end to put some more pressure on Temple. LaSalle not a team that can afford to get down by 10 or more and then come back.
You bet. They're 11th in scoring in the Atlantic 10. Sanchez, Futch wide open.
Nice move.
Huey Futch in and out. Rebound Donnie Carr. Sanchez meets him up top. Gizzy's got room. Oh, he hesitated again. Red Smith now with the ball. 5.5 to go in the ball game. With Johnson, tee it up, Donnie Carr. He hit the three. Donnie Carr, 51-46 Temple.
That is
14 for Carr.
And that is so smart by Red Smith. You can see that he sees the game one pass ahead. He gets the ball inside to Johnson. That draws the defense to Johnson, and Smith knew that Johnson would kick it out to an open shooter. That's just a smart play by a guy having a terrific game, Red Smith.
Real deep three by Brokenborough beyond NBA range, and here comes LaSalle in a hurry. Got a man underneath, and it knocked away. But a whistle. And they're going to say, keep it right here. Get a new clock, say that Temple kicked the ball. So a new clock for the Explorers with 5 minutes exactly remaining in the game and a 51-46 Temple advantage.
And that's going to count as a shot for Rashid Brokenborough over in the corner, but that was really a turnover. Bad shot when LaSalle's trying to make a little bit of a comeback. The clock is also LaSalle's enemy right now.
LaSalle 2-3 in the Atlantic 10 West. 3-3 for Temple in the Atlantic 10 East. Carr takes it right to the glass, rolls it home. Donnie Carr makes it a three-point game, 16 for Carr.
He just doesn't rely on his outside game, does he? Very effective taking the ball to the hole.
It's about the third time he's done that. He's been able to get some scores.
That's the kind of thing that can get a scorer some confidence.
They're going to get the foul on Red Smith. He went in to try to disrupt Mark Jackson, his third foul on Sean Red Smith. Carr showing some versatility at the other end that last go-round.
Well, you can see Pepe Sanchez closing out with a hand up, but not really under control. And Donnie Carr's got a lightning-quick first step. He just freezes that defense and goes on past. And John Chaney not going to be happy with his help side defense not coming over to take a charge, or at least try to.
Jackson at the line. And he missed. And a foul. And we'll walk the floor. It's against Huey Futch.
And see, that's not a good foul by Huey Futch. You have to understand time and situation, especially off of a missed free throw. You don't want to go over the back and allow LaSalle to walk 90 feet to take 2 free throws.
Temple not getting it done on the line. 14 for 22, 64%. Slightly better than their 62-7 on the season, which is last in the Atlantic 10.
Yeah, they certainly have to improve on that. They've got guys that have good touches. They're just not hitting with great consistency from the line.
Everett Catlin, senior out of Dover, Delaware. Missed that one. Mark Jackson, big rebound. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in a 3-point Temple lead. Mark Jackson with 9 boards. John Chaney wants a timeout. Put some specific things in right now for the Owls as they hold off LaSalle by 3. 4:12 to go. We return to McGonigal right after these words.
We'll take her. Can I help you? Yeah, Coors Light, please.
seen it rain and fire in the sky. Shadow from starlight, softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
You worry? You're overprotective? You're a parent. Isn't it nice to know that there's something almost effortless you can do to protect your family even more? Just ask your State Farm agent for a free family insurance checkup. It's a smart way for you to decide if your family's insurance coverage is up to date, so they'll be better protected. And maybe you'll worry a little less.
State Farm is there.
Temple by 3 here at Mechanical Hall. Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you. Look at Speedy Mars, Joe Mahalik, and the Temple staff, and LaSalle staff, rather. Atlantic 10 West, and there's LaSalle situated with a 2-3 record after Xavier, GW, Virginia Tech, and ahead of Dayton and Duquesne.
And LaSalle has a return matchup with GW coming up after this ball game. Xavier with their big win over Rhode Island. This is a tough conference.
Yeah, it's a very good conference this year, no question about it. LaSalle lost to GW last Saturday down in Washington, 56-52.
It was a game they shot 31% in and still really had a shot to win it at the end like they do tonight. I mean, Temple has 20 more free throw attempts than LaSalle. They've out-rebounded by 16, and they're only up by 3.
Just under 4 minutes to go. Possession arrow favoring Temple. Keep that in mind. Shot pocket 2 at 1 spot. No, he didn't. Knocked out of bounds. Stewart couldn't control. LaSalle with a 3 can tie it.
And that's disappointing for Temple, having called a timeout to get something good and then having to launch one up as the shot clock goes off. Nice job defensively by LaSalle, really pushing out on shooters.
Red Smith. Donnie Carr. Johnson, Catlin, and gives a good look. Johnson inside with the flush. What a look by Red Smith. And we've got a 1-point Temple lead. 10 assists now for Red Smith.
He's been stellar. What a great game. Not scoring a lot of points, but he has just run this team. We talked about him being patient, and he has been the key to that tonight. Great game by Red Smith.
Temple now struggling.
And all of a sudden, Temple a little bit tentative offensively. They've got some game pressure on them in their place.
That they do. Turnover. He traveled with the ball with 2:55 to go, leading by 1. So LaSalle can take the lead now. The Explorers with Smith, Gizzy, Carr, Johnson, and Catlin on the floor. With Futch, Pepe Sanchez, Jackson, Stewart, and Brokenborough for Temple. Gizzy with the 3, and LaSalle leads 53-51.
And this is a very real happening. Temple has lost 3 games this year at McGonigal, something that's very unusual. 2 of them were in overtime.
14 for Mike Gizzy. That blocked. Jackson inside. Had it knocked away, and Gizzy, I believe, will be called for that foul. What a sequence that was. What a block as Futch offered up from outside and had it blocked right back in his face.
And everybody had turned to block out. The only guy that was looking at the ball was Mark Jackson. Usually that's the way it is. When a shot goes up, the defenders have the responsibility to find somebody to block out. The offensive guy only has the responsibility to grab the offensive rebound. You're looking to avoid the block out, so you have the luxury of being able to follow the flight of the basketball. That's exactly what Mark Jackson did on that occasion and why he came up with the rebound.
Jackson now 11 for 15 at the line. Temple down by 1.
Here's the great assist by Red Smith on the other end. Look, you can see just threading the needle inside to Trevor Johnson, and Johnson doing a nice job with the finish.
Red Smith has been outstanding tonight. Lamont Barnes just came back in for Temple, number 32. Jackson for the tie here with 2:24 to go in the ball game. And he got it. So we're back even at 53. 22 points for Mark Jackson. LaSalle 0-5 on the road, their last road win. Going all the way back to December of '95 at American University. And Gizzy turned it over. Sanchez got Stewart with them. Stewart Going to reset with Brokenberg, tied at 53, 2 minutes to go. Sanchez out to Stewart. We go to Jackson. Draws the crowd, kick it back to Sanchez with 16 on the shot clock. Jackson. Nothing doing here in this two-man game. Oh, nice save. Brokenberg, short jumper. No! Rebound at LaSalle. Everett Catlin with the rebound. We're tied at 53. Coming up on a minute and a half to go. And Speedy Mars calls that timeout. LaSalle in great position to steal this game here at Temple. We'll be back to McGonigal to see how it plays out right after this.
This is the future of workout. New Endurox, the natural workout supplement. Proven to build endurance, metabolize up to 43% more fat calories, even reduce muscle fatigue. Whatever your workout, make it count with new Endurox.
College is expensive. You got tuition, room and board, stereo equipment. But one thing's not expensive. 1-800-COLLECT. It saves up to 44%. That's a lot of money.
Running is the fastest way to burn fat if you follow these simple steps. Running will power up your energy reserve if you call now for this free book, The Complete Runner's Guide. Designed for all levels, this guide delivers maximum results in minimum time. It's free with your paid subscription to Runner's World. Call for your risk-free trial issue. If you like it, get 11 more for just $17.97. If not, cancel, owe nothing, and keep the free issue. Call for Runner's World now.
Looking for a great connection? With Northwest Airlines Connect First, you get a free upgrade. Plus a 1,000-mile round-trip World Perks bonus for the price of full-fare coach.
Some people just know how to fly.
Gizzy ahead of the pack. They saw him late. Gizzy inside. Didn't explode. Jackson got the rebound. And he's down and he's hurt too. Back here alive here at Temple, and Mark Jackson has been large tonight for the Temple Owls in a 53-all game. 1:35 to go, and that's the kind of effort typified his performance tonight. Number 25 for the Temple Owls. Jackson with 22 points, but LaSalle has the ball as we look at the reset. One full timeout remaining for LaSalle. 19 fouls. Temple with 1 and 1. And 17 fouls before we get into double bonus territory.
Tie game with 1:35 left. You want to play good defense without fouling.
This is a big surprise. LaSalle staying tough against Temple here in North Broad Street. 4 straight times. Temple's won, and Carr misses. Rebound Jackson. What do you look for here from Temple? Now they timeout. They're gonna.
Yeah, I look for being patient. I mean, Temple's going to want to work the ball inside and try to get something to Mark Jackson because he's been so effective. When the ball goes inside to Jackson, the defense has to collapse. If he's got something to the basket, he can take it. If not, he can kick it back out for an open shot. What's important for Temple is if the ball does go inside to Mark Jackson and it's relocated out to a perimeter shooter, that shooter is ready to shoot as the ball comes to him and the defense is recovering.
1:12 to go in the ball game. 22nd timeout called by Temple. As we look at the outside shooters for the Temple Owls, Sanchez 2 for 9, 0 for 5 in the second half. Brokenborough 3 for 12 for the game, 1 for 7 in the second half. So if they're going to get it done, you got to hope that Jackson at the very least is going to get fouled.
Well, those are the two guys that are going to be taking perimeter shots, Sanchez and Brokenborough, because otherwise it's Barnes inside or Stewart running the baseline. It's going to be important also for LaSalle to clean up their defensive possession with a defensive rebound.
Good ball game here in Philly. Atlantic 10 action. Shot clock at 8. Sanchez being guarded by Red Smith. He lets her rip from there. Didn't get it. Rebound to Mike Gizzy. And a foul on Temple's Mark Jackson. What a big sequence there for LaSalle.
And see, that was not the shot, Dave. The ball really didn't move from side to side. It was all in Pepe Sanchez's hands, and as the clock was winding down, he had to really launch up a bad shot. You can see here the clock is winding down. Red Smith doing a nice job of staying between Sanchez and the basket. I mean, that's a long shot, basically a throw. And then Jackson going over the top of Mike Gizzi, who's a tremendous guard rebounder.
Gizzi, 71% on the season. First time at the line tonight, a big moment for the junior from Chestnut Hill Academy here in Philadelphia. Boy, he rolled that one around. LaSalle by 1.
And what a tough kid Mike Gizzi is. Speedy Morris was talking to me yesterday about how if every coach had a few Mike Gizzis, nobody'd get out of the business.
Done a great job, most improved player at LaSalle last year, and he makes them both. 46 seconds to go. LaSalle by 2. Now some pressure by the Explorers. Stewart attacking. Baseline. Line drive. No. Kept alive. Jackson's got it for LaSalle. Gizzi trying to get out of trouble. Down the sideline. Gets it to Catlin, and they foul him with 27 seconds to go.
Great job by Everett Catlin down on the defensive end. He gets around Mark Jackson to step in front of Leonard Stewart. Came very close to drawing a charge. Stewart was under control. And here's Gizzi getting the ball down court to Everett Catlin, and that's who Temple wanted to foul. He's only a 45% free throw shooter, so going to be an awful lot of pressure on Everett Catlin as he steps to the line with 27 seconds left. But his team has a 2-point lead. That's going to give him a little bit more confidence in launching up these free throws.
Catlin 0 for 2 at the line tonight. Not an impressive figure on the season. Big moment for him. In and out. Rebound to Mark Jackson. 25 seconds to go. LaSalle by 2. Crowd on its feet. Here's Jackson up top. Brokenberg for 3. Brokenberg missed it. Kept alive by Jackson. 12 on the clock. Sanchez underneath. Stewart, he missed it. What a foul. 8 seconds to go.
What a frantic play for Temple. Mark Jackson keeping that ball alive and really saving the day for Temple, giving them a chance. Here the ball going out of bounds. He saves it to Pepe Sanchez, and Sanchez with just a great look out of the double team to find Leonard Stewart, and Stewart going up strong and just getting taken to the floor by Catlin. Here's another look at it. The nice save. And here's Sanchez out of the double team, off balance, getting it to Stewart, and Stewart a little bit open, and that's just a hard foul.
Sure was.
Not intending to hurt Leonard Stewart, but both Johnson and Catlin going after it to make Stewart step to the line.
4th foul on Catlin. 10th team foul on LaSalle. 8 seconds to go, and Stewart quite shaken up.
And if Stewart can't shoot these free throws, John Chaney going to be able to pick somebody who can. And he's walking over toward the bench, and it looks like Huey Futch is going to be coming in to shoot these free throws. Let's take a look again. Here's the shot by Brokenborough, and the nice save by Jackson, the pass underneath. This is an awful hard foul. That's just part of the game. Nobody trying to hurt Leonard Stewart.
And an ankle problem for Leonard, who was 53% at the line. Huey Futch going to be chosen to try to tie it up. Huey 72% at the line. Big moment for Huey Futch in the Temple Owls with 8 seconds to go, down by 2 at home here at McGonigal.
Well, how do you like to step into this situation, cold off the bench, to shoot big free throws like this?
Got one. McGonigal, one of the toughest places to play. Temple wins 85% of its games in 28 seasons here at McGonigal.
If this goes in, LaSalle call a timeout.
They got them both. Great moment for Huey Futch to come off the bench as the designated shooter with Leonard Stewart going out with an injury. 8 seconds to go. We're tied at 55. That's the story here at McGonigal Hall. The final 8 seconds coming your way. You stay with us.
A lot of what I do goes on behind the scenes. You know, most people aren't exactly on a first-name basis with their State Farm claim representative. They know their agent, but they probably don't know that their agent has a partner, that we're a team, that we've worked on hundreds of claims together. But people take notice when a claim is handled promptly, and you won't get too many complaints if you just treat them fair, because that's when people appreciate what we do and who they're insured with.
There is a power company that stands apart from the rest. Southern Company. We're cutting costs by 20%, saving our customers millions. And when emergencies strike, no one is more responsible. We wake up over 12 million people every day, bring energy to thousands of cities around the world, and generate more electricity than any other power company in America. We are Southern Company. Energy to serve your world.
And we welcome our viewers on ESPN. Joining us here on the news, Dave Sims and Jay Billis. We've got a beauty here in the Atlantic 10 in Philadelphia. 55 all. And this after Temple had opened up the game with a 17-7 lead. We've had 7 ties, 9 lead changes. LaSalle inbounding for the win. Carr to Red Smith, who's been marvelous. Donnie Carr, second leading scorer in the country. Can't get it. The tip is no good. And we go to overtime.
LaSalle got the shot that they wanted, getting the ball to Donnie Carr. He had an open look. They had the chance with Everett Catlin for the offensive rebound. It just didn't go. I'm a little bit surprised that Temple didn't put up a little bit more full court pressure to try to get the ball out of the hands of Donnie Carr. Here you can see Donnie Carr right in front of John Chaney, able to get the ball off the initial pass back to Red Smith. And then this is a pretty decent look for Donnie Carr. And now Temple, in their 4th overtime game of the year, they have lost the 3 previous, and they've never led in an overtime. Each of the overtime games they've played against Rhode Island, Wisconsin, they have not led. And that has led to those 3 overtime losses. So it's going to be important for them to get off to a good start in this overtime period.
There have been some heartbreakers. Wisconsin, as you mentioned, Rhode Island, and Xavier. All overtime losses. Lose the opener to Wisconsin in overtime, 64-57. Lose to Rhode Island, 79-72. And then lose to Xavier, 68-64.
Well, that Xavier game was on the road, but Rhode Island and Wisconsin both here at McGonigal. And Wisconsin, the first game of the year, difficult game against Dick Bennett's team, who's #1 in the country in defense.
This is a very, very important game for the Temple Owls, who stand 3-3 in the Atlantic 10 East. At St. Joe's on Thursday, that'll be a beauty. And then Louisville comes to town in a road trip.
And it doesn't get any easier. I mean, St. Joe's is 5-1 in the conference, 11-4 overall. Phil Martelli's got them playing extraordinarily well. And in that stretch of games that you saw, John Chaney's going to have his Owls go up against St. Joe's twice. Then they've got to go up to Olean, New York to play at St. Bonaventure, which is always a difficult road game. And then they're in Pittsburgh for Duquesne and Tom Pipkins.
So Huey Futch's 2 free throws with 8 seconds to go. Taking over for Leonard Stewart, who was fouled and unable to shoot the free throws. Sets us up for overtime after Donnie Carr. Here's Sanchez intercepting. Sanchez to the hole, knocked away by Red Smith. Another outstanding play by Red Smith out of Simon Gratz High School.
Red Smith has been stellar all night long. What a tremendous play.
Kinsey with time. Can't get it. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on Temple.
Looks like it went against Huey Futch trying to clear out Travar Johnson. And again, LaSalle is going to have a free throw shooter stepping up at 43%. Here's the call. Yeah, that was not... There was no call on that play, and you can see that Red Smith got a piece of Pepe Sanchez's arm.
At the line is Travar Johnson. He missed it, shooting just 43% for the season at the line. LaSalle, both of these teams are not good free throw shooting teams. LaSalle 11th in the conference, and Temple 12th and last.
And that could come back to bite LaSalle in this game. You remember Everett Catlin stepped to the line with LaSalle having a 2-point lead, just a little bit of time left on the clock, and he was unable to convert on the front end of a 1-and-1. That could have made it a 2-possession game and ended it.
We're in overtime. Dave Sims, Jay Billis with you from McGonigal Hall, Temple University. Action in the Atlantic 10. Sanchez.
Barnes is open underneath.
There he is. They see him. Goes up and hammers it home. And the foul. Lamont Barnes. Temple by 1, 57-56.
I mean, could you see that coming or what? You could just see that Pepe Sanchez was looking cross court on the diagonal pass, and Lamont Barnes really finishing strong inside. There you see. That was just a threading of the needle by Pepe Sanchez.
And the other thing that helped, Sanchez being a lefty was able to get that, get a nice angle on that pass.
Exactly.
As Catlin fouls out.
And Everett Catlin doing a solid job inside. He had a difficult assignment trying to keep up with Mark Jackson, one of the better big men in the country. Came up with 6 points, grabbed some big rebounds, and played some solid defense on the interior.
And gave up 30 pounds doing it. Lamont Barnes to the line, freshman out of Hopkins, Kentucky. 49%, as we mentioned, not a good free throw shooting team. The Owls and the Explorers, for that matter. He missed that one. Rebound to Van Tiesling of LaSalle. Well, the Explorers with the ball. Temple leading. First time this season they've led in overtime. Talking about Temple. Johnson. Van Tiesling. Now Red Smith. Sets up Donnie Carr. Corner jump. No good. And rebound to Lamont Barnes.
Big possession for Temple. If they can get a score here, move it out a little bit, that puts an awful lot of pressure on LaSalle at the other end to get a score themselves. And they've had a difficult time scoring on a lot of their possessions in this game.
Get it to Futch. Temple won 4 straight in this series, 10 of 12. Lead the series 51-35 all time. Broken Barrow from way outside, and he misses.
And Gizzy with another rebound. As a guard rebounder, he averages over 6 a game.
So LaSalle going to talk about it with 3:17 to go, down a point in a very important Atlantic 10 contest. Glad to have you with us. We'll be back right after these words. Here in overtime at Temple, Owls lead the Explorers of LaSalle 57-56 in a surprising game. Temple came in having lost 2 out of 3. LaSalle losers of 3 straight. There's the last win over Temple, dating back 5 years almost to the day. Temple had a 17-7 lead early in the ball game. By halftime, that lead had been chopped down to 29-27 Owls. And that, for those of you who are familiar with the Temple program and knowing how tough it is here at McGonigal, that is one surprising stat here for this season.
Well, Temple's got a young team, and when you have a young team, they're up and down. John Chaney, who I consider to be one of the great teachers in all of college basketball, is trying to bring this team along slowly. They're playing traditionally their very difficult schedule. Number 1 in the RPI ratings 3 of the last 5 years. They've been in the top 5 in strength of schedule for the last 8 years, and this year no different.
If you're good, they'll try to hook you up.
Yeah, their motto is any place, anytime, they'll play you.
Gizzy gets it to Johnson, had it knocked away. Red Smith has been marvelous tonight. South down 1. Gizzy will walk it back out. Donnie Carr 6 for 20 on the game. Van Tiesling. Good ball movement by LaSalle. 7 on the shot clock. Smith penetrates, lets her rip, and scores! Red Smith.
He's done it all.
58-57 LaSalle. 8 points for Red Smith.
He has just done it all. Sprained his ankle a little bit, but he's still out there defending.
Here's Huey Futch. His free throws forced overtime. LaSalle by 1, 2.5 to go in overtime. Shot clock at 9. Futch inside to Jackson, a little bit too deep. And a turn through some contact. And it's a foul against LaSalle's Jasper Van Tiesling.
Well, Van Tiesling thought that he was straight up and down. You can see Red Smith limping a little bit after that nice drive and finish that he made. He is such a good penetrator. I've been really impressed with him off of the dribble, able to beat his men. And you can see that's where he hurt that ankle. But on the other end, did not call off the Dogs one bit defensively.
Van Tiesling fouls out. Second LaSalle player to foul out. Catlin fouled out also. Now Olaf Landgren will come in for the Explorers, who lead it by 1, 58-57, 2:16 to go in OT.
And Speedy Morris really needed a solid effort out of his front court tonight. He really got it with Van Tiesling coming in, Landgren off the bench. They've given the Explorers solid minutes in the front court. Used up their fouls, thrown their bodies around, especially Landgren when he came in. You could tell there was a noticeable difference in the way LaSalle was rebounding after he came into the ballgame in the first half.
Nice soft touch by Mark Jackson, 23 points.
He's just demanded the ball all night long.
Temple has prospered when they've been able to get it to him. There's some stretches where he has not had some touches. Good trip, makes both of them. Temple by 1. Red Smith to Donnie Carr, who has not put up good shooting numbers, is knocked away, and they get Futch on the foul. Futch thought he had something doing with a steal from Landgren. But Futch picks up his 3rd foul and exasperated John Chaney.
Looked pretty clean coming from behind Eddie Futch. Yeah, that was clean. He had his left hand on Landgren's back, and I think what John Chaney's upset about is the call was made by the official that was really screened off by Futch's back.
Landgren 78% from the line. Front rims that one. He's got 7 points, 5 boards, and now 0 for 1 at the line.
And free throw shooting has really hurt LaSalle tonight, especially down the stretch.
1 out of 2 for Landgren. Tie game at 59. 2:03 to go in overtime.
Both of these teams play their starters for a long time, so you know that Donnie Carr, Red Smith, Sanchez, Brokenborough, Mark Jackson all have to be tiring a little bit.
No question. Under 2 to go in a 59-all game.
Temple doing a lot of standing around, not a lot of movement in this offense.
Get it to Futch. He's not shot well from the outside today. Here's Brokenborough. Sanchez. 9 on the shot clock. Futch tees up a 3. No. Rebound kept alive. Futch rebounds for Temple.
Boy, and that rebound hurts because now LaSalle's got to play 35 more seconds of defense, and that's difficult to do when you're tired. Ultimately, that defense can break down.
Brokenborough, they whip it around the Futch, looking for Barnes inside or Jackson. Jackson out, foul line. 12 on the shot clock. Futch dialing 3. Hit it!
Boy, how big is that? Eddie Futch, or Huey Futch, excuse me, getting the second opportunity from the corner. And the second time was the charm for him, knocking it down.
Gizzy for the answer off the glass. Oh, brother! What a shot by Mike Gizzy. He's got 19. 62 all. 40 seconds to go in overtime.
And he didn't
Timeout Temple.
And he didn't call glass.
He most certainly did not, because he was challenged on that shot.
Well,
what a game here in Philly. 38 seconds to go in OT, tied at 62.
It's the the ultimate seating experience. Club box seating at the Coors State Center. Located in the lower level, Club box seating offers private lounge with bar service, Broad Street Bistro buffet, and player appearances. Club box seating is like owning a luxury suite, one seat at a time. Join the club. Be one of the many fans who have experienced club box seating. For more information or to order your club box seats today, call 215-389-9500. Order club box seats today and be guaranteed first right to purchase playoff tickets.
Catch all the excitement of college basketball as the Comcast Network continues with Hoops Heaven. We cover more games of your favorite teams from Philadelphia and New Jersey. Let the Comcast Network be your source for men's and women's NCAA basketball. We'll give you exclusive coverage on and off the court. So check out Hoops Heaven exclusively on the Comcast Network.
Shooting, check this out. Huey Futch for the Temple Owls.
Yeah, I called him Eddie Futch earlier, but Huey Futch with the knockout. At least it seemed like it until we go down to the other end and Mike Gizzi coming off the screen down low, knocking it off the glass and in for the three. And as he was watching that shot go in, he was flat on his back outside of the arc. What a tough performance tonight by Mike Gizzi and also by Red Smith, who's still jumping around on that injured ankle, trying to keep it warm so that it doesn't tighten up on him. Gutsy performance by LaSalle. Now the situation, 38 seconds left in this first overtime. 25 seconds on the shot clock, so a 13-second differential.
Here we go. Tied at 62, Broken Barrel, Sanchez and Futch on the outside, Jackson and Barnes on the inside for Temple. Shot clock at 9. Game clock. See it there. Barnes had it, lost it. Gizzi takes over and timeout LaSalle with 17 seconds to go. 13 turnovers for Temple. And Barnes, boy, he took his eye off it for that 1 nanosecond, and it was costly.
Behind the zone, Lamont Barnes has been open from time to time all night long, and Pepe Sanchez has found him. That's a terrific pass. And Lamont Barnes was looking to make his move and take the ball up strong as the ball was just getting to him. Just took his eye off it for a second. That allowed it to go off of his shoulder, and Mike Gizzi was right there. Now LaSalle has its second opportunity to win this ball game.
John Chaney in this huddle. What's item 1 here?
Well, item 1 is, I would think, to try to keep the ball out of the hands of Donnie Carr and or Red Smith. Because once they get the ball, they're going to try to take it the distance, especially Donnie Carr, maybe get something going to the basket. You can see tonight LaSalle not doing too bad of a job shooting the ball from 3, especially on that last one by Mike Gizzi.
That's right. They're right on the money for their season number, which is good for 10th in the conference. And Temple, field goals, my goodness, 27%, well below their 40% on the season.
And LaSalle zone really doing a great job extending out to shooters, recovering late with the hand up. And Olaf Langren, Everett Catlin, Travar Johnson inside, really making it difficult on Mark Jackson in the second half. You can see Lamont Barnes hanging his head a little bit. As a freshman, you can't afford that.
Both teams out of timeouts. We welcome everybody on ESPN to our final 15 seconds in a 62-all game. Atlantic 10 action, LaSalle and Temple. Red Smith. Gizzi pops free. Mike Gizzi played a strong game. Get it to Langren. Can't get it. And we're going to a second overtime. They wanted to get it to Mike Gizzi at 19 points, and Langren had a terrific look himself. So we go to our second OT here in Philly, tied at 62. We'll be right back.
Not going anywhere for a while? Stupid boots. Grab a Snickers.
Hey, you know you...
Nah, get lost, will you?
You are looking at a non-smoker. Haven't had a cigarette in 6 months or a piece of Nicorette gum in 3. I am a nicotine-free man because Nicorette helped me get off cigarettes my way. It eased me down, one craving at a time. I needed less and less and less Nicorette until I needed none. And none is a wonderful number.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
We are heading into our second overtime here at Philadelphia, McGonigal Hall, the campus of Temple University. Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you, and here's the last sequence for the LaSalle Explorers.
Temple in their 1-3-1 matchup zone trying to extend to shooters. You can see that Brokenborough is right at Carr, and they're pointing at Red Smith because he was open. But still not a bad look on the other side of the court by Olaf Landgren, who is a pretty good three-point shooter. He hit a 3 early in the ball game when he first came in, his only 3 points. And you can't ask for a better shot. It just wasn't the guy they wanted taking it in particular. They wanted to get the ball to either Mike Gizzi, Donnie Carr, or perhaps Red Smith.
We were tied at 55. At the end of regulation, we'll re-jump it.
And Travar Johnson in the first overtime period was able to steal the tip. And he's going to get another opportunity right here.
Johnson going against Lamont Barnes. Gizzi had it knocked away by Futch. Futch, Sanchez, Jackson, Brokenborough, and Barnes on the floor for the Temple out starting the second OT. Carr, Red Smith, Lundgren, Gizzi, and Johnson for the Explorers of LaSalle. Second overtime action. Brokenborough way outside. Can't get it. Jackson, they get a reset.
Nice pass.
Huey Futch. But he wasn't ready to catch that one. Inside to Barnes. Wide open is Brokenborough. Long look at it. Can't hit it. Third in a row he's missed. Barnes is there. Head a foul.
Those are deflating plays. Offensive rebounds, kicking them out to open three-point shooters. The shot didn't go down by Brokenborough after the pass out. And then again, the shot usually from that side of the basket will go off to the other side. And Lamont Barnes doing a nice job of holding his position inside, and Landgren picked up the foul going back up.
Barnes 0 for 1 at the line. 6 points, 10 boards, one costly turnover late in the first regulation. Temple by 1, and Red Smith.
Good thing he's wearing those goggles, huh?
Sure enough. So a good trip by Lamont Barnes for the Temple Owls. They lead 64-62 in the second overtime here at McGonigal.
That's a heck of a game by Lamont Barnes to come up with 10 boards.
LaSalle has lost 2 players who fouled out. Johnny Carr short on that one. Rebound Mark Jackson, and a big one.
That shot was taken under a lot of pressure by Lamont Barnes and really rushed by Donnie Carr over in the corner. There's still plenty of time left on the clock. That's when you shot fake, get something going toward the basket, draw the defense to you, and maybe Mike Gizzi or Red Smith would be open for a 3. But he'll learn that as he gets older. Donnie Carr is a terrific player.
Brokenborough in a major slump right now from the outside. And he turned it over. So the last 4 times he's tried to make something happen, it's gone the other way. He's missed 3 long jumpers and now a turnover. A 14 on the game for Temple. We're in our second overtime. Temple leading LaSalle by 2.
One thing that LaSalle hasn't done on his last few trips is get some penetration into the gaps of his own. And Red Smith is the guy that's been making that penetration. There it is.
Johnny Carr with room. And he missed everything again. That's about his 3rd air ball. And he has really lost the juice tonight.
Well, he's got to be tired. He's played an awful lot of minutes. He's only had 1 rest in the ball game, so he's played well over 40 minutes.
And he's missed his last 5 shots.
And that's a sign of fatigue. When your legs go, those shots come up short.
2-point lead for the Owls, under 3 to go. Second OT. Sanchez, long hoist. Rebound. Huey Futch saved it, and Sanchez runs it down. Inside, Barnes is there, but a foul. John Cheney is just so upset right at the bucket. John throws his tie off. Fourth foul on Olaf. Boy, John wanted that one.
So much for that tie, huh? Pepe Sanchez has got a tremendous ability of finding open people. And how many times have we seen him throw the ball down to the baseline to Lamont Barnes, who's been open along that baseline behind the zone. This is a terrific young point guard. Can't really call him a freshman because of all of his experience internationally.
Barnes, good for one, good for two. All of that in the second half of action here. Actually, we're in the second OT right now. Temple by 4.
And one thing that LaSalle can't afford to do right now is lose its composure and lose its patience. They're only down 2 possessions, don't necessarily need a 3.
Gizzy's got the room up top. Tipped up again. Landgren. LaSalle gets a new clock. Explorers trailing by 4. Red Smith. Gizzy's got another look at it. And he hit it. Mike Gizzy has been huge for LaSalle tonight. He's got 22.
And Dave, that's all set up first by the nice offensive rebound by Olaf Landgren, but then the penetration by Red Smith. He didn't get deep into the gap of the zone, but it was enough to freeze the defender and open up Gizzy for the shot.
Temple now by 1. Landgren doing a good job on Jackson. Knocked away. Turnover, Temple. LaSalle can take the lead. 1:40 to go. Second overtime.
Difficult entry pass for Pepe Sanchez. A nice job by Johnson to dump down inside and knock it away.
Pepe Sanchez got a piece of that one. Gizzy a pull from there. And he hit it. Mike Gizzy. What a night. 24 for the junior out of Chestnut Hill Academy here in Philly. And LaSalle leads 67-66.
You know, coming into this game, Dave, Mike Gizzy was 12 out of his last 39. And he has just been on fire tonight, especially in the second half and late in that first half.
All big buckets. Second overtime. Sanchez, here's Huey Futz. Turned it over. That's his third traveling violation. He had 2 in the first half. So LaSalle can extend its lead now, leading by 1 with the ball with 54 seconds to go. 9 turnovers for LaSalle, 16 for Temple. Sanchez.
Now Temple's got to go to some man-to-man. They're in the position of chasing. Don't really need to foul. You just want to play good defense.
Shot clock.
Timeout.
16 seconds on the shot clock. Red Smith calls a timeout with 35 seconds left in the second overtime here at McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia. 1 timeout remaining for the Owls, none for LaSalle. We'll be back.
I love this wintry time of year when we all put on our favorite top hat and smile.
We are the animals of the North Pole. We wear top hats because it's cold. We like snowmen because they're nice.
What the heck?
The Winter X Games are coming to town, presented by Nike.
We don't get a lot of French-Canadian cabbies, let alone French-Canadian goalies.
I'm not really a cab driver, you know. I used to be a goalie. Hey, get out of my way! It's true. Matt Sandin exposed a weak stick hand with his strong skating and his stick handling. I never knew what he was going to do. Go top shelf, bottom shelf, stick side.
One-handed drive! Learn how to make a kick save, fast the bird!
He's a lousy cabbie and he got a weak stick hand.
Yes?
I would like to get out here.
That's a good idea. Go ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave Sims and Jay Billis with you from McGonigal Hall. And Mike Gizzy's carrying the load for the Explorers, Jay.
He stepped forward, hit some big shots, and here off of the deflection by Sanchez, picks it up, takes it in off the dribble, goes straight up and down. He's got a career high tied tonight.
And that's some game after missing his first 5 shots. He's 8 for 14 since.
He's just a tough kid.
LaSalle with the ball. Up by 1. made to be picked off. Futch with the pickoff. Nice play on the anticipation. And a bad pass by Landgren. Gizzy had to give the foul. It's his fourth.
Well, Landgren got caught over on the sideline. A bad place to have the ball. And he also picked up his dribble. When that happens to a big guy, it's really important for everybody to come to the ball. That pass was just too long to make. And Huey Futch just shot the gap and picked it off. Good foul by Mike Gizzy.
So Huey Futch hit 2 free throws to send it into overtime when Leonard Stewart had to leave the game with a hip problem and an ankle problem. Huey's got 8 points, 2 for 2 at the line.
And as he stepped up big when the pressure was on tonight, coming off the bench when Leonard Stewart went down with the hip pointer. There's Stewart there with also with the sprained ankle after going up for that dunk. Hits those 2 free throws, now hits a third.
For the lead right here with 21 seconds to go. We're still tied. Rebound Johnson. So LaSalle can win it right here. Second overtime. Tied at 67. Donnie Carr, the nation's second leading scorer with the ball, going against Sanchez. Gizzy steps in. Loses it. Jackson takes over with 4. Timeout. Temple with 3 seconds to go. What a sequence that was. 3 seconds to go in the second overtime here at Temple.
This was the third opportunity that LaSalle has had to win this game as the clock was winding down. Nice job by Gizzy with the shot fake as he was going up in the short corner. Didn't look like he was going to go up for the shot. It looked like he was just going to shot fake again, try to pass the ball inside, and he just lost it.
Jackson takes over for Temple. The Owls have not shot well from 3. Broken Burrs missed 3 long ones in a row. Huey Futch did hit 1. You look for maybe Sanchez here? Because it's not like you got a wealth of time here, just 3 seconds.
Well, they're going to have to inbound the ball in the back court. And you know that LaSalle is going to try to make them catch it going away from their own basket. That doesn't leave them a whole lot of time. If they can get something in their own front court, maybe get up a shot by Brokenborough or Sanchez. Something going toward the basket, try to draw some contact.
Check these numbers out, Jay. Sanchez 0 for 7 in the second half and overtime. Brokenborough 1 for 10 in the same stretch. 1 for 10 for Brokenborough, 0 for 7 for Sanchez.
Huey Futch is going to be another option for Temple. One of the things you don't want to do if you're LaSalle is to foul in this situation.
Sanchez for the win. Hit it! Oh, baby! Pepe Sanchez is a wild one. Wow! With 3 seconds to go on the inbound. Temple with a 70-67 double overtime win over the Explorers of LaSalle. What a game!
What a shot by Pepe Sanchez. 0 for 7 in the second half, and that's the one he gets to go down. And there's a man who is very happy with this result, John Chaney.
Just as we welcomed our friends with ESPN, here's a look. The inbound pass to Sanchez right in front of us.
And he was able to catch it going toward his own basket. Red Smith pulled off because certainly he didn't want to foul. What an improbable finish to just a great basketball game. Here's the pass in by Futch. Red Smith with the bump trying to back off, and that gave Pepe Sanchez just enough room to get that shot off.
And Speedy Morris figures, how else can we get beat on this one? Sanchez, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. What a game from McGonigal Hall as the Temple Owls improved their record to 10-6. 4-3 in the Atlantic 10. LaSalle 7-9, 2-4 in the Atlantic 10. For Jay Billis, I'm Dave Sims and our ESPN crew. Thanks for joining us. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming your way next on The Deuce, it's NHL tonight. Have a good evening, everybody, and stay tuned here on The Deuce.